Well, it's my favorite day today, guys. It's Monday, and I want to share my favorite things with you this Monday. And today I want to talk to you about water filtration and my favorite ways of keeping water clean. So when we talk about this, there's a few different things that we can look at. So number one, we can look at the whole house, we can look at your drinking water specifically, and we can talk about what you do when traveling, and they're all slightly different. All right, so let's talk about the whole house. When we're talking about whole house, what we need to understand is getting to a pure state of drinking water for the whole house is ridiculously expensive, and I wouldn't recommend it. There's no need to go to having a perfectly pure water to wash your clothes in and to shower in. It's just not worth it. The cost of doing it is just not really there when we start talking about the value of what you're going to get from it. So what we're really talking about with whole house is really we want a sediment filter, which is going to get rid of the basic of all your soils and dirt and things like this, and a basic carbon filter, which is going to remove things like chlorine, heavy metals and things like that, balanced pH, etc. So it's something as simple as a sediment with a 10 micron carbon filter. It's probably more than enough to get all those contaminants out and allow the system to, the house basically, to have enough clean water coming through. That's for showering and for washing your clothes and things like that. Washing hands is not going to have any major contaminants for you. It's a little bit different when we start getting down to drinking water, because now we start talking about a lot of very fine impurities that can sometimes create havoc for people. So if we've got this on our whole house, we don't need to stress so much about the large particles. They're going to be all taken out from this. So we're looking more at a triple underbench filtration system. And triple underbench filtration will have three things with it. One, a sediment filter, which is normal for most filters. Secondly is a fluoride reduction filter. And the third one is a carbon block filter. And this works really, really well at even removing fluoride out of the water as well. You can take out about 95% or thereabouts of fluoride by doing that. And all I do is it's a very specific form of aluminium filter, which drops aluminium into it, binds to the fluoride, and the carbon removes them both out. Works incredibly well without having to go to the level of reverse osmosis. And I've always had some concerns around reverse osmosis. It's such a clean, pure water that doesn't exist anywhere in nature. So there's nothing really natural about what comes out of a reverse osmosis filter. In fact, now the concept is that once you've put water through a reverse osmosis filtration system, is that you actually need to remineralize it. But now when you start remineralizing, well, are those stones contaminated, etc. So going with a triple underbench filter is still the best way that I can see it with those mechanisms. There is an alternative if you aren't owning your own house and you are renting. Heading towards an above bench filtration system that has all of those three things built into it works remarkably well as well in terms of clearing this stuff out. So these two are kind of what we want to do in addition to this if you want good quality home water filtration. And then when you're traveling, it's all about where you're traveling, how far you're traveling, how much weight you can carry. Because you can take an above bench filtration system with you, and that just basically screws onto your aerator at the bottom of the tap and will give you a good quality triple filtration system that you would have at home. The downside is they are quite heavy to carry and therefore not all practical. But there are drink bottles that you can now get that have good quality carbon filters in them. Again, the contact time of the water is quite short, but it's enough to reduce basic impurities out of the water itself. So that becomes an option when you're traveling and you just need to have a way of purifying things when you're out and about. All right, so a whole house system, there's a whole lot of different ones. One we recommend here is called a Big Blue. Works really well, our Big Blue system. We can get them for you here in our office. Drinking, the two here are your triple underbench and your above bench, and if you're traveling, something as simple as your standard drink bottle is sometimes enough to get you by. Anyway guys, if you have any questions, reach out. It's not expensive to put both these two systems on your house. Whole house filtration will always require a plumber to install, but these underbench and above bench filtration systems, the above bench will take you about a minute to install. You just screw the aerator off, screw the system back on, and you're off and racing. The triple underbench filter, it doesn't require a plumber, it just screws onto your dishwasher tap, and then from there you get a separate tap that goes on top of your sink, or you can buy a 3-in-1 tap that does the whole lot together. Again, doesn't require a plumber, but does require to have a little bit of a DIY skill, easy to install. Both of these things, as I said, you can take them with you and they're really easy to install no matter where you go and to utilize. Anyway guys, if you have any questions about this, if you want to know more about water filtration, if you want to purchase one of these, please just contact me. Always happy to help. These are my favorite ways of filtering water out. This is what I do in my house as well, and what we do in the clinic here too. It's the best way and the easiest way of getting good quality water at a relatively cheap price, cheaper than you may think. Anyway guys, if you have any questions, I'm Trevor Chikuti from Spinewise. Post up below or feel free to email me or message me. I'll speak soon. Bye for now.